inroads on the Columbian press and its kin. As they did, the printed word began reaching the general public in ways that would transform the world and transform knowledge. Still, it took a steam engine to run those machines, and that high technology could be hard to come by. Iron hand presses were still in wide use until we had electric motors late in the 19th century. And so, good listener, we in America came into the joy of cheap books. We became a literate people. We learned the sheer pleasure of reading under the elm tree, behind the plow, aloud after supper, and in the quiet of our room. I'm John Lienhardt at the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.
A transcript of this Engines of Our Ingenuity episode, number 1998, is online at uh.edu/engines. Additional episodes are available by podcast.
$8:55, it's Monday morning here on KSJE, and time for our Monday Reboot segment. That's when I get to talk technology with the one and only Lewis Campbell from Cintigy Computer Systems. Lewis, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. And a couple of things that kind of crossed your desk and my desk this week, which would include a 3D printed house for sale.
Yeah, isn't that exciting?
Interesting.
Sorry, we talk about this a lot, and I really like this kind of stuff. So, yeah, so it's not the first 3D printed house ever made, but it's the first 3D printed house that actually was be able to be legally offered up for sale in the United States.
Interesting.
It's in New York. It's listed for, I want to say, 200. I had it up here, 200 some odd $1,000. I think $299. Yeah, basically $1 less than $300,000.
Okay. How big is it?
It's about 1,600 square feet.
Oh, well, that's about an average sized home, I would say.
Yeah.
Huh.
A couple of rooms and baths, and you look at pictures of it, and from a distance, I'm going to say from a distance, it looks like just a normal house. When you get up close, you can see that the walls are made of like layer upon layer of concrete laid down, which is how it was built. Printers work.
Fascinating.
It doesn't look, it's not unattractive. It's just,
right.
That's the way it's built.
Interesting. Okay. Well, very cool and very interesting. And I think a lot of folks have been talking about maybe using 3D printing technology to build maybe housing for families, low-income families, or things like that, where we need to have affordable housing and things like that. This could be one way to do that. Not at $300,000, but maybe a little smaller, maybe a little cheaper. Who knows?
Well, there's a neighborhood in Mexico. So in Mexico, they're building this neighborhood of very small, kind of like tiny homes, 3D printed. They're building a whole neighborhood of 3D printed timing homes for families that are living on around $3 a day,
right,
basically to be affordable for them. So it's not just in America where we're doing this. This is starting to take off. And this house in America was built for half the normal cost of a house of the same size, and it was built approximately 10 times faster than a normal home, site home is built. So
right.
It was pretty interesting.
Very much so.
On this.
Okay, cool. And just a couple minutes remaining this morning, Lewis Campbell. And so, I think the most interesting story that you sent me was the story about this hacker who tried to change some of the chemical levels at a city water plant. That's a little scary.
Yeah, he did actually do it. That's kind of the scary thing, right? So this is in Oldsmar, Florida. They have a water treatment plant, and like a lot of industrial, we talk about this with the power grid, but power plants, power distribution systems, gas distribution systems, water treatment plants, all of these things are operated by what we call control networks, which are basically computerized devices that like open the valves and do all this stuff. And then all those computerized devices are tied into computers that there's usually like a big control room like you kind of see in the movies where there's a bunch of screens and the operators watch everything and manage everything from that room. Now they work really hard normally to make sure that those control networks are protected. They're not usually connected directly to the internet like a business network is. They're very well protected, but we're discovering that there's still some people still have a way to go with cybersecurity, and apparently someone busted into this control network at this water treatment plant and had it start putting the wrong mix of chemicals in the water. Now the operators saw that and they caught it and stopped it.
Right.
But it's still kind of a scary thing. This happened just a few days or about a week or two ago at the beginning of the month, like February 4th or something like that.
Right. But scary that they caught it, which is good. So nobody got hurt, and they were able to counter it, I guess, and take care of it. But you've been working on industrial security, computer security for a long time, if I'm not mistaken. So it just shows how important that is for every industry to take that into account and to take it seriously, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Louis, thanks for joining me this morning. I always appreciate it, and it's good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and everybody have a great week.
All right, you too. That is Louis Campbell, everybody, my guest on our Monday Reboot segment from Cintigy Computer Systems. He's with me Mondays at 8:50 a.m. right here on KSJE, Farmington, New Mexico. Have a great Monday, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning a little after 8 a.m.
Expand your knowledge with the Academic Minute. Each day, travel with us around the world to learn what professors are researching within their specialties and be the first in the know. Listen as we discover the newest green innovations, research the behavioral patterns of animals, and examine how the arts are being studied today. You'll find it all on the Academic Minute.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the